First up, Jacob.
Hey, AP, I hope you're doing well. I'm curious from you what it's been like coming back from a mental standpoint for the coaches and for the players, and kind of how you motivate the guys through 3 weeks like you guys just had, and then kind of coming back and jumping right back in like you guys have to.
Yeah, the motivation is they're still on scholarship and I'm still employed. And we got a job to do. They got an obligation to do because they signed a national letter of intent to be a student athlete and to be a coach. And you just go about your business. Things happen and you just move on. I mean, you know, we live in a world of adversity every day. This has been one that's lasted a little bit longer than we expected. But the good part about it, come Saturday night, we get to play football again.
Trevor.
AP, Herm mentioned on Monday that Demetric Felton could be the MVP of the conference just with so far what he's done for UCLA to this point. What stood out to you about him and the rest of their personnel from the film you've watched so far?
They're pretty fast, man. And impressive group. You can see after the Colorado game, they made up their mind that they were going to run the ball. I call him number 10 because he's kind of special. That, you know, he's made up his mind that he wants to be an elite running back, hard to tackle in space, you know, elite speed. And Chip Kelly's moving them all around. You know, their running back coach I know well, Deshaun Foster's doing a great job with him. We're going to have our hands full. You know, it's going to be a guy that we're going to have to rally around, 11 hats on the ball. You can't ask one defender to bring him down. They've done a good job with their offensive line. Even with a backup quarterback, I'm sure they wasn't expecting to play at all. He's done a great job in leading them to victories and playing, you know, pretty good football outside that Oregon game. So it'll be interesting to see how, you know, Chip game plans against us, but we're up for the challenge, and we know we're going to have to stop the run and try to get to the quarterback.
Oh,
AP, you have much more film on UCLA than they have on you, obviously. I mean, do you feel that's a significant aspect over here, or maybe a little overblown?
We got a lot of film on tape. We had played 95 plays in that first game, man. That was a lot of plays. They got enough to look at. But in all honesty, you know, they know what to expect. I mean, I think it's, you know, you can see it from what you watch against us at USC, who we want to be and how we want to play defense and get after people. So that's up to Chip Kelly and that staff. I think the good part for us is that we do have 4 games on them, and they've kind of established who they are and what they want to be. And that's a physical, upfront team that wants to run the ball and play smash mouth football and play keep away.
question for coach using the raise hand function. Jacob.
When we talked to Herm and Zach Hill yesterday, both spoke about the conditioning aspect of coming back. And I'm curious what you've noticed from your players in terms of how they've come back from a physical standpoint and kind of what you need to do to get them from 3 weeks layoff to playing a football game in a week.
Yeah, training camp round 3. You know, just keep hitting the reset button around here, man. Just keep going. Get back to fundamentals, get back to technique, day one stuff, kind of like what you do in spring ball and day one in training camp. And again, I think Joe's done an outstanding job down in the strength staff, keeping our guys healthy for the most part. And those guys on their own being, you know, dedicated to running and doing things on their own when they have an opportunity to do that out on the grass. So for the most part, you can see it. I mean, you're not going to know what we look like, and we're not going to know what kind of shape we are until Saturday night. But I can tell you what, we've had 2 really good practices. Guys running around, the energy's been there. Guys are excited to play football again.
Oh,
AP, I know that game against USC, it seems like a million years ago, but no moral victories, but this definitely was one of the better defensive performances we've seen from an ASU defense. I mean, you don't hold USC that often to 14 points deep into the fourth quarter. Do you feel, again, as distant as that game was, that there is some momentum for this defense to build on as you go into the UCLA game?
Yeah, I think there were some bright spots for us. But again, you know, when you lose, all the negative plays kind of weigh on you a little bit more. But there's a lot of things that we did well. I mean, obviously, you know, introducing the 4-man front, you know, playing guy with different players in the secondary, defensive line, the linebacker core has pretty much been together. But just seeing those guys kind of build that continuity and that chemistry, I think that was promising. And we're seeing that in practice as well. They're comfortable. They're getting used to the scheme. They're able to play fast. That's what I was appreciative of, how physical and fast we played throughout that game. And that's what we got to continue and build on. And the younger guys, when they get an opportunity to play, they got to do the same thing.
Chris.
AP recruiting question here, just philosophically. This NCAA decision to not have guys have to sit out a year, that's probably coming up in January. How much does that sort of change the calculus of what you guys do with scholarships, and how much has it changed just recruiting in general?
Yeah, I think Coach Edwards probably spoke about it prior, but it's college free agency. You got to be prepared. NFL, they call it cap space and the salary cap. Well, it's initials, it's scholarships. And the more you got in your pocket, the more flexibility you have. And it's just one of those years that's difficult. Not seeing a lot of prospects in person, on campus, away from campus, not being able to have them, to be able to just touch them and feel them and see them. It's been a different year. So, sometimes you got to pause, take a step back, recalculate how you're recruiting and what you want to go about yourself in the 21 class. And that's what we're going to do. And you'll see on signing day what we decide to do with those scholarships moving forward. But I think it is critical for us to keep some in our back pocket for what we're calling college free agency.
Jeff.
Can you talk about how DeAndre played, how you felt like he played in the first game, and how you're going to handle the secondary with the people you're going to be missing?
Yeah, I thought DeAndre did well. I thought that he made the plays he was supposed to make. There's a couple plays, especially down the end zone. On that fourth down, with him and TD, they got to find a way to get that ball on the ground. Great job competing, but landing in the wrong person's hands. But, just like we thought he would be, he'll be a smart, intellectual football player and make the plays he's got to make. He needs to be a little bit more special with that group that we have back there. I think what you're going to see with our secondary and just with our team is a lot of young guys hopefully play over the next couple of weekends. Obviously, each week is not guaranteed to us. We need to approach this game, I guess, a one-game season, and we will do so with UCLA, and hopefully get a lot of guys out there. So, hopefully Ed Woods or Keon Markham, Cam Phillips, throw all those guys in the mix and give them some playing time. T. Lee, all those guys that didn't really play so much, hopefully they can get in the game because the game allows them to do it as well. If UCLA decides to come out in 13, 14 personnel, well, we won't see no DBs.
Jacob.
You and Herm have now mentioned the importance of getting the younger guys into the mix over the course of the rest of the season, and especially after 3 weeks of layoff and now the ability to play some of the younger guys. Why is that so important for you guys, and why does that become such a focus now?
Well, in the COVID year that we're playing in, and with everybody having an uncounted year, kind of a red shirt year, it's a great opportunity to get those guys, especially for us, only playing one game. We'll be blessed to play 3 more, but right now we got 1. We want to take advantage of that and give these guys an opportunity so then we can judge them in the spring. We know what we got going in the spring along with the guys that we're going to sign in December and February of what we have. And you don't know that until they get underneath the bright lights. We'll play here at 8:30 at home. It'll be a great opportunity for them guys to shine underneath the lights. They used to play on Friday nights underneath the lights, and hope they can do it well on Saturday.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Oh, wait, Jeff, last one.
You were talking about their running game, and they did run well on you last year. How are you better prepared maybe to defend against that than you were a year ago?
Well, you need to match personnel. Last year we were a 3-3-5 team. They were in 12, 13, 14 personnel. You do the math, you do the weight. We were outweighed by over 1,000 pounds. Hopefully we do a better job of matching up in personnel.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.